I'm Julian West. I'm the owner and founder of Urban Thrive. Urban Thrive is a social enterprise housing developer, and we specialize in car-free housing. The thing that really separates Urban Thrive from everyone else is our commitment to car-free living and intentionally building around that lifestyle. And by building around that lifestyle, we open up and create opportunities that just aren't otherwise available. It's a multimodal lifestyle where you choose the transportation option that's best suited to your trip. And it means that you're just going to spend a lot less time commuting and being stuck in traffic, and spend more time doing the things that you love and spending time with family and the things that you really value in your life. I first got interested in housing when my wife was pregnant with my oldest. We were looking for something that was close to town, something in a neighborhood that was walkable, bikeable, fit our lifestyle, that we could raise a family. Everything that seemed to be geared towards families was far away, required a big commute, and it was going to be like a complete change of our lifestyle. After researching it and digging into it and just trying to solve, our own family's needs, I really stumbled across like this tension between when we build homes, what are we building towards? And it was like this trade-off between parking, how you design a home, and outdoor space. We discovered parking was the thing that took away what we really wanted from a home. And I thought that was a worthwhile problem to try and solve. Usually the trade-off between providing parking is all of your green space and any kind of shared community area, because you can't have it all, right? And parking takes a huge amount of space. Most builders still prioritize putting a spot to put your vehicle, whereas for us, we ask the question, what can you do when you rethink how to build a home from the ground up by taking away that assumption and just focusing on, what creates a great place to live. And so our focus and commitment on creating and assembling all of the sustainable transportation options you need to have a seamless car-free lifestyle. The location, the great bike garage, the electric car share, walkability and bikeability in that neighborhood, all of those things together. And at the same time, unlocking spaces where you can put gardens and more trees and social gathering spaces. And then, configuring the homes to really maximize that use of that space, right? So people are actually using those shared spaces. It's those two things together that makes us unique that nobody else is doing. And our hope is that by demonstrating what's possible when you build for people and not cars, we'll inspire others across North America to do the same thing. Currently, we have 3 housing projects on the go, 33 homes in total, with a mix of 3-bedroom homes, really dedicated and sort of geared towards families, 2-bedroom homes that are generally sort of aimed at a mix of demographics, from smaller families to couples, down to 1-bedrooms, including first-time homebuyer homes and age-in-place homes. Part of the car-free lifestyle is being prepared and having the right gear. So having, good fall and winter wear for when it, is cold and wet out. Having waterproof jeans, waterproof shoes that look like normal shoes, they look like normal jeans, but if you get caught out in the rain, they're there to keep you dry. And there's a saying that goes that there's no such thing as bad weather, there's only bad gear. But realistically, most of the time in Victoria, weather is fine for cycling. 95% of the time, it's dry or it's a light sprinkle and it just doesn't matter. Side by side, a car is faster than walking, biking, or taking the bus. But in real life, when you account for traffic, when you account for starting and stopping, or finding a parking spot, it's actually usually faster and easier to walk, bike, or take the bus in a place like Victoria. So when you live a car-free lifestyle, you actually save a huge amount of time not being stuck in traffic. So you can spend more time doing the things that you love and spending time with family and the things that you really value in your life. People often ask, how's my teenager going to get around? How's my teenager going to get to soccer practice or hockey and so forth? And that's actually one of the best parts of all of this. Part of living in a community that has great transportation options is that it gives your teenagers and your young adults actually a lot of independent mobility. You don't have to chauffeur them to every soccer practice and every hockey practice. They can use the bus because the bus stops just down the block. They can ride a bike because there's safe cycling infrastructure around here. And worst case scenario, we do have car share, so you can use it for some of those further trips. And you can book it up to a year in advance, so you hit every one of those scheduled sessions as you need to. So it's actually a strength of living in these type of walkable, bikeable communities with great transportation options, is it teaches our young people how to safely and independently move around our city. And that's great for their development, to create confidence and independence. And it's great for parents too, because you're not stuck chauffeuring them everywhere they need to go. So it's a bit different for some people, but in only great ways. And it's good for their development, and it's good for your time. In the city of Victoria, 25% of households are already car-free. That's up from 20% 5 years prior. Each and every year, we're putting in more bike lanes, we're putting in more dedicated bus lanes, the car share network is growing, we're putting in better pedestrian infrastructure. Across the board, the trajectory is really clear, that we're adding more and more and better sustainable alternatives to our communities. And every time we do that, it makes it that much easier for someone to decide to ditch a car and live car-free. And what we're trying to do is help build on that by creating homes that are built for that lifestyle and adding those transportation amenities that makes it easy to live without a car. So this is something that's already happening. It's accelerating, and the more that we choose to invest into great things like great transit and bike lanes, the more people who will choose to live car-free. I often meet people who really struggle to wrap their head around car-free living. They might have, a 40-minute commute every morning, and they think like, how can I bike that? Like, that's going to take me hours. One thing we want to be totally clear about is it's a lifestyle change, but it offers like a lot of really great benefits. And the point is, I'm not trying to do your 40-minute commute by bike. The point is you don't have to do that 40-minute commute. You can get downtown by bike, way faster, and in a fraction of the time you'd normally be just sitting in traffic, because you live close to where you work and you live close to where you want to spend time and your friends and the rec center and all these great beaches and parks. It's about being close to those things so you don't have to spend all that time commuting, and you don't have to spend all that money owning 1, 2, maybe 3 vehicles, right? And you can spend that instead on going out for dinner more, taking more trips, whatever it might be. You can save a lot of time, you can save a lot of money by living this lifestyle. It is a change of lifestyle, but it's a great way to live. What we need to do is create communities that are sustainable while creating spaces that help people to thrive. And it's ultimately about people, helping us to be our best, helping us to feel like we have a strong sense of belonging, that we feel connected to the community in which we live. We have spaces that allow our kids to flourish, where our kids can play safely, but also be independent, and as they get older, can independently move around our city safely. It's more than just, getting to work. It's more than just, a place to lie your head. It is a lot of these deeper things that allow people to thrive. and it is feeling like you belong to a community. Getting regular exercise through walking and cycling, creating environments that are purely focused on helping people to be the best.